Finally, with this devil fruit in this map, I'll be able to rule the universe. Hey Buggy, what you got there? Something to share? Did you just swallow that whole?
What's up, y'all? One Piece One Life here, and guys, I'm wondering, do you like it? I love it. It's definitely one of my favorite shows, but it also really just goes to show why it's a great and amazing thing that we don't have superpowers in real life. I mean, can you just imagine the wide-scale destruction if people were as strong as Mark Grayson? Which then got me thinking, well, how bad could it really get? Like, what type of superpowers could really be horrible for real life? And because I needed a video for this week because I'm traveling to South Africa, and then I remembered that a little while back, oh my god, this video was 9 months ago? Time flies. I remembered that a little while back, I made a video of what the top 15 devil fruits are to have in real life. And I think it's high time that we recreated that video but for the opposite side. So this is going to be the top 15 worst devil fruits for real life use. And you know, some of them that are on here, they may just shock you. But before we get into it, y'all already know what to do. Like the video, that's very important. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece and anime content just like this every week. And share it around with all your friends who love this series. You know what we always say here, let's get it going. Well, make sure you subscribe to me and my boys over at CSY. You know we're doing our thing over there, and hey, we're trying to grow our Discord. Go and join up. But one thing y'all have to remember out the gate is that, y'all, we are not fighters. We're not talking about whether this fruit is going to be great for fighting. We're talking about practical use in daily life. But see, a lot of the fruits on this list, the reason that they're on here is because they're detrimental to living in the real world. Starting us off is only one honorable mention, which I guess it's a good thing that there aren't that many bad fruits. But that honorable mention is going to the Guronomi, or the cook fruit, which is the ability to be able to turn anything into food. Now, instantaneously, you're already thinking, how is it possible that this is on a worst devil fruits list? You would think that this would be on the best. Because here's the thing, saying that it transforms things into food is actually kind of misleading. What it really does is just allow things to become edible. For example, if I took this random Switch controller that I have lying around and used the cook powers on it, it would become edible, it would become food. I'd be able to eat it. And you'd be able to sustain yourself on the sustenance you get from this controller. But this controller is not food. It doesn't taste good at all. And that's why having this in real life wouldn't be useful, because no one is going to want your food. You're not going to want your food. If you're in a pinch, you can definitely survive at least, but still. But that's why it's in the honorable mentions. I couldn't put it in the list proper. You know what I could put in the list proper? Number 15, because we're going to have the Guronomi, also known as the munch fruit. And no, not that kind of munch. Get your head out of the gutter. This ability allows you to eat anything around you, and you can either combine them into a new complete item or kind of assimilate it into your own body. But the reason that the munch fruit is on this list is because of the side effect it has. It makes you perpetually hungry. Like, yeah, you can eat anything, but you will never, ever feel satisfied. May you always. I don't know, that really made me just want to go watch Hamilton again. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be hungry forever. But because it isn't the craziest thing considering that you can eat anything, it goes at 15. Crazy that the first two things I mentioned both have a eating kind of connotation to them. And it looks like we're almost continuing that trend, because now we have a fruit that has to do with the brain. If you understood the joke, pause. And also, you nasty. Because at 14, we have the Nom Nom. Try to say that 3 times fast. Also known as the brain fruit, the devil fruit ability that allows you to assimilate knowledge and basically have an infinite storage bank in your noggin. Now here's the thing, I actually had put it in the best devil fruits video that I did. But y'all, upon further reflection, it's actually horrible for real life. Would it be useful to always remember absolutely everything? Yeah, I'm sure it could be. But there's 2 very important things that you have to keep in mind with this fruit. The first is that you actually need to be smart enough to be able to make use of that information. Actually, not really, because I guess that's more pertaining to if you're a scientist. But at least just know that if you think that this fruit is just going to make you automatically smarter, no, it's just going to help with your recall. But the actual true negative side effect to your life is that you're going to have an egghead. No, I'm not just talking about somebody being bald. Like, you're genuinely going to have a massive head. Because of all the knowledge that you're storing, it literally makes your brain grow bigger, and therefore your head has to grow in size to accommodate it. And I know about you, but I'm not walking around with 7 feet of pure head. Now, number 13 and number 12 are going to be pretty quick, so we can honestly talk about them together. especially because one fruit is basically the superior version of the other. Here we have the Ishi Nomi, or the Stone fruit, and the Shima Nomi, or the Island fruit. The abilities that allow you to assimilate and merge with stone and, I guess, islands, respectively. Now the Stone fruit, the reason that it's on here is because it requires stone to be around you. And here's the thing. There are going to be situations when there's a lot of stone around you. Granted, that's true. But there's also going to be situations when there's not. And you know, it's not really applicable to everybody, so I was just like, you know what, let's throw it on here. But honestly, that's why the Shima Nomi is much worse. Because it requires you to specifically be on a landmass that is classified as an island. How the fruit power even knows what's an island versus what's not is, I don't know. The One Piece world, you don't have this problem because it's all islands. Y'all, we have continents. We have like a few islands maybe. So unless you already live on an island or you travel there a lot, this isn't going to be very helpful for you. You know what? I wonder what percentage of the world's population actually lives on islands globally. Huh, what do you know? I just searched it up. It seems like about 10% of the world's population lives on islands, which, you know, isn't nothing. But it also means that there's about 90% of, well, nothing. Now, number 11, we have the Hoya Nomi, also known as the Puff Puff fruit. And overall, the power just allows you to summon your own genie servant, so you would think that it wouldn't be that bad, especially because it can fight for you. It has a big halberd. But nah, the reason that it's on here is because of embarrassment. I don't know what you into, but me personally, I am not having a genie that can only be summoned by rubbing on my crotch. And people are gonna wanna say, no, it comes out of the navel, it comes out of the belly button. I don't care. Look at what this man is doing. And then tell me that you're not gonna become an internet meme for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, no. That was eaten by Charlotte Daifuku. And now starting us up in the top 10, we have the fruit eaten by his mother, Big Mom's Soul fruit. And out the gate, I know people are already like, how the hell is the Soul fruit on a list of the worst devil fruits, when a lot of people would say it should be on one of the best? Again, y'all, keep in mind, real life usage. Because here's the thing. In order to get an effective homie of even remote usage, you either need to use your own soul or other people's. If you use your own soul, you're fragmenting yourself, so you're taking years off of your own life. You can't even really use other people's in most cases, because in order for the soul snatching abilities to work on other people, pause, they need to be afraid of you. And I can almost personally 100% guarantee that you watching this video right now, you are not scary. 95% of people on planet Earth have no reason to use this fruit because not one person actually finds them terrifying. So overall, I just don't think it has that much usefulness. Now, number 9, we got the Noronomi, or the slow fruit eaten by Foxy. The fact that I have to mention Foxy in the video pissing me off. Now, firstly, I don't really need that because some would say that I already have a lot of slow people around me. But in all seriousness, this fruit is like kinda useful at best. But it can honestly just be used against you. Because here's the thing, you have to point to where you want the Noro beam to go. We saw the range, it wasn't that crazy, and we're not pulling out all of the tricks that Foxy does because, again, we are regular people. So in all honesty, what are you really gonna use this for? Unless you're somebody that just loves racing for reasons, you're not really gonna be able to do much with that. And honestly, even if you are a racer, they'll just know that you're cheating. They can see the beam. Now, number 8, we have one that I know a lot of people are going to be scratching their heads about, and that's the Guronomi. Wait, the ability to turn into magma? That's so cool. Y'all, there is no reason to have this power over fire ever. You would love to say, oh, but you know, we already saw from Akainu versus Ace, magma is stronger than fire. Okay, that's cool. Who cares? If we're talking about real life, you don't need magma if you can have fire. Especially with the fact that you can't control the magma for real. Like, it just drips everywhere. It's too destructive. Like, imagine when you first eat this power. You're literally just melting everything around you because you have no control. I personally believe that anything that has too high of a damage output would be way too destructive for real life. Which is a very, very good segue into our number 7 position. Because here we have the Guronomi. You know, the power that literally allows you to create earthquakes. Because what are you telling me you're going to use this for? Are we all forgetting how they called this the power to literally destroy the world? Like, you walk around, if you just casually swipe your hand, you can sink an entire building. And I don't know about y'all, but personally, I don't have city insurance. Now at number 6, we have Doc Q's fruit, the Sick fruit, which was recently revealed to us. Now I've given it pretty high, but it's on a conditional because we don't know much about it right now. And that condition is that it is because of that fruit ability that Doc Q is in the state that he's currently in. Now, whenever we see him in the story, this man is bent over on his horse. Damn, pause again. Oh my goodness, this video is crazy. But he literally looks like he's about to die constantly. He looks in abject pain. And people will say,
well, no, because the Sick fruit was just introduced post-Wano.
But here's the thing, it was introduced post-Wano. That doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't have it. See, there are certain Blackbeard pirate members that we know for a fact got their devil fruits after. But there are others, like Luffy and Sun One Wolf, who had theirs before joining Blackbeard. And so honestly, we just don't know. But if it's true that it's because of this fruit, then oh my goodness. Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to walk around looking like a diseased zombie for the rest of my life. Now cracking in the top 5, we have Kid's Guronomi, which is the magnet fruit, allowing you to control basically electromagnetism. Now here's the thing, you literally need steel like just readily available to you at all times. And now granted, there is actually a chance depending on your circumstance that this fruit is very useful to you because you could be around a lot of steel, especially if you're like into construction and stuff like that. But I'm willing to wager that most people would not find a real use for this power because the steel you have is already being used in things. Like, I don't know, the support beams for your house. So again, in a world like One Piece where you don't care about breaking like people's homes and stuff because you're a crazed pirate, then I guess go ahead. But I just don't think that the majority of people are gonna consistently be having this metal around you all the time. Like, you literally need that for your power to work. And remember, you need a lot of it too. Coming in at number 4, we actually have the Yomi Nomi, or the Revive fruit. This was another one that was on the best list that I had to retroactively be like, okay, hold on. Now I already know people are gonna wanna say that this is so useful because, you know, anything you can't do in one lifetime, well now you have a second. But y'all, just actually stop and think about this power for just a moment. For one, when you eat the fruit, you don't actually gain a power. For the rest of whatever your first life is, you essentially just can't swim no more, you just nerfed yourself. And then remember, you get revived in the condition that you were when you died. So if you live to be a ripe old 100 and you're like, you know, debilitated in a wheelchair and then you die, you're gonna come back exactly like that. None of Brook's magical skeleton powers because you won't be a skeleton. You're just gonna be another old decrepit person. And then honestly, you would probably just die again. Because even if it resets your biological clock to 0, your body, your aging, is still gonna be in effect. So now you're just old watching the world pass you by. Keep in mind, that also means seeing all your loved ones just continuously rise and fall around you. It's gonna do something to the mental. Now we get to the top 3, and starting us off, I wanna offer Boa Hancock's Maro Nomi. The Love fruit is actually really bad, and there's a major reason why. The entirety of its power is predicated on the fact that people are literally lusting over you. As you see with Boa, if somebody doesn't find you attractive, this power is not useful in the slightest. Now listen, I don't want to say and speak as to what you look like. I can't see you. But the reason that it works for Boa is because she is literally the most beautiful woman in the world. So I'm sorry, unless you're literally SZA, you are not using this power. And also, I already know somebody's gonna have to bring up, oh, but it's any positive feeling because we saw that with S-Snake. It isn't any positive feeling. We had to dumb it down because she's a kid, so it would be weird if it was still lust, which is why it's now predicated on cuteness, but it's still on that same, like, scale, you know what I'm saying? Like, your friend just, like, having an amicable friendship with you is not enough to turn them into stone. Now, number 2, I'm having Magellan's fruit, the Guronomi, or Venom fruit. This is another one where it's actually disgustingly powerful. It's honestly one of the devil fruits that personally, if I was in the One Piece world, I would 100% want them. But here's the thing, with this fruit in real life, I'm not fighting anything but the toilet. Did y'all forget about the side effect of this fruit? Magellan has to use the bathroom for like 16 out of the 24 hours of a day. Okay, I'm sorry I exaggerated a bit. It was actually 10 hours, but still, that's a very, very long time to be on the shitter. That makes you literally just ineffective at life. There is no other fruit that will disrupt your lifestyle as bad as this one. But even then, it isn't anything compared to our number 1 worst fruit for real life. You already know it was coming, the jacket fruit. I don't know what Oda thought he was cooking when he was making this fruit, but he burnt it. He burnt it bad. As we all know because of the memes by now, this is the devil fruit ability that allows you to become an apparel of clothing. Like, that's it. And the idea is that when you're worn by somebody, you can take over their power and, body. And here's the thing. Ain't nobody wearing you. Pause be damned. That's just, it doesn't make sense. If I see a jumpsuit in the shape of a person lying on the ground talking to me about pick it up, I'm running the opposite direction. So you having this fruit, there is literally a 0% chance that anybody is going to do that. And let's say even if your powers go public, you still have to have a powerful or like at least decent enough around person to actually be worn by. Cause I don't know about y'all, but if it's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson, don't wear me. What am I saying? Don't wear me at all. That's my list of the worst devil fruits in real life, y'all, but I want to hear your opinion. What do you believe is truly the one devil fruit that should never exist in this reality? Do you agree with the list, or would you change the position of some stuff? Let me know all that and more in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video, y'all, but before we go, like it, subscribe, and share it around with all your friends who love the series, or anime and manga in general. As I always say, I'm trying to build a community, but I need your help to do it. That's gonna be all for me. I'll catch you on the next one. And always remember, one piece, one life. By the time y'all are watching this, I am going to be in South Africa. And speaking of, I actually have to go pack for that.